Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is a review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Episode 3, High Notes and Cheap Shots. We got the taglines. The taglines are in. The taglines are, they're meh for me. Moving on. Britt and her husband, they're having the in-laws over. Britt reminds us yet again how, she was a video vixen and she was this and she was that and she was the it girl. Girl, is it your identity? Is being a video vixen your identity? Because you told us already. You don't have to tell us every time we see you. We get it. You was thotting and bopping in high school, girl. Okay. Anyway. The family arrives. Mike's sister asks about some babies. She says she need her ceremony first. I just don't care about Britt Edie's scenes. I don't. When I say I don't care, I don't care. They're just not interesting. I feel like everything is a lie. It's contrived. It's all some bullshit. I just see it a mile away, so I can't really sit through it comfortably. She pulls her sister-in-law downstairs to chat. She starts telling us about her company, how she got it started. Her sisters, she and her sisters, she was trying to bring them in, get some generational wealth going. They're not speaking right now. Y'all, I don't care. Because she tells us that she got into insurance because her father passed unexpectedly. And at the time of his passing, he was in between jobs. The first job had a $2 million life insurance policy that they would not pay out on because he died, while in transition to another job. The whole situation sounds fishy. I think that there's some things that are missing in this story. And we just gonna leave that there and we'll come back. We're gonna put a pin there. Anyway, Portia, she meets up with Kelly. This little duo here, I don't know about it. Because Portia's also performative. She can definitely turn it on. So I don't know here, but here we go. I don't know. They're gonna try to get on a common ground. Kelly, she shares how her conversation with Shamia went. And after speaking to Shamia, she thought that it was best to address Portia on her own. And Portia says, well, and I don't know what, Portia's you're going to tell Portia one thing, but she's going to hear another. All the time. Every time. She hears something totally different because her response says, my best friend told you to confront me? No. I said that your best friend told me that if I had questions concerning you, that I should come to you. She didn't tell me to come to you then and there. No. Now, Kelly doesn't specify that, but Portia, you have to specify for people like her because she takes things and runs with it, which is exactly what she's gonna do. Because she need a reason. She need a reason to be at odds with Shamia for whatever reason. I don't know, but that's just what it looks like. They clear the air. Now they're just the best of friends. I love you. Drew, she in the studio dropping beats. Angela, Cynthia, and Kenya, they drop by. Kenya asks, so is Dennis supposed to be here? Like, what's going on with that? She says, we don't talk. He's supposed to be here, but he's been kind of MIA, We don't talk. It's professional, so we don't talk on the phone. Production shows that that's a lie. She has spoken to him over the phone, and his name in the phone is Dennis Bro. So it still doesn't mean anything, but it's like, why leave things to interpretation like that? She crafty. That's why. It makes for good TV. Gets the people going. It's provocative. It gets the people going. Drew trying to victimize herself, of course, like she always do. I just felt like everybody ganged up on me. I just don't know. And Ken's like, I'm going to have to stop you there, girl, because some of this you done brought on yourself. You should have called that girl personally to get her blessing. You should have called her. Drew says, well, I text her You know, I text her more than once. She texted her on January 23rd. That's my birthday. She texted her on January 23rd. She didn't get no message back till a couple of weeks later. Text back again trying to say something. So she could have gotten to her, but it wasn't a priority for Drew to really get her on the line. Because if you wanted to, you would have. You know, you would have just sent a voice note. Just voice note or left a voice message. You know, a voicemail. You know, you would have got the message to her if you wanted her to know. So don't say, well, I text. I mean, you did, but you didn't do all that you could to make sure that she heard it from you. So, hey, whatever. Now she got a case. Because, you know, you can't do that kind of shit with Portia. Because, like I said, she's going to run with things. Cynthia shares, you know, how Kenya also worked with her ex, you know, her baby daddy. And she did call her and get her blessing. And Drew, you know, continues to say that the situation is strictly professional. I just don't understand the hype. And Kenya tells her, and you're being looked at in a very whorish light. Being looked at like a whore, you know. They asked how things are between she and Shamia, since Shamia was the one, you know, leading the charge. And, you know, Angela shares how, oh, yeah, speaking of Shamia, they had a run-in, you know, at the gym the other day. Drew says that Portia reached out saying, you know, after the fact, saying that they should talk. So that's where they are. Cynthia says, I'm going to leave you with this. Baby daddy's hit different. So she left it with that gym. Shamia has her sisters over. They're her support system. You know, they talk about, you know, what's going on with the family and everything, about her creating a family, her difficulties with creating a family. She just needed to get it off her chest. She needed to get it all off. Angela, she pulls up to one of her investment properties. Charles pulls up behind her. They talk about a vow renewal. It don't seem like he's interested in a vow renewal. He's talking about, we'll see. I don't know, girl. Then she tells us about this situation at Madison Square Garden. She tells us this story that has holes in it. Her whole situation has holes in it because I was looking at the family photos and it's just, is that little boy a break baby? Because his age, the age proximity between him and then the daughter, it's just looking like, when was he born? How old is he? I don't think she even gave us his age. Something's up with that. It's really looking like Charles had a break baby on her. And that's the reason for a separation. But we gonna say that they had a reason for separation because he went to a basketball game and afterwards he needed some. What, girl? We're gonna keep a close eye on it. Moving on. Charles want to finish these houses. That's it. And we can talk about a vow renewal at a later date. Moving on. Drew, she meets with her attorney. Drew was really, here she go again. Because, girl, you knew all of this. You are privy to all of this. But you sitting up there like, wow. And then even gave us tears towards the end. Stellar performances from Drew. Every time, stellar performances. They just had a hearing. Ralph's lawyer didn't show up, so he was in there cross-examining her. What? Anyway, they got another one coming up. The judge felt like separating them in the home would be the best option, you know, as Ralph is saying he broke, he ain't got nothing, he can't be affording to pay for the house and another place for him to live. They don't know what he can afford though, because they ain't seen his financials. So he can withhold his financials, but he's seen all of yours. He know every dime that you have. Say that again. I'm confusion, Drew. I'm confusion. Anyway, I just, what? He got access to all your coin. But you don't know what you don't know. Okay. Um, the judge is also going to unseal the court documents. And so what's going to come out? That he's a serial cheater, that he's been taking money from her, that other women have been sending Drew messages. He's been tracking Drew, following her. It's a mess. Drew, she starts to tears because she's just so worried about the kids finding out any of this. Yeah, we left it there. Moving on, Shamia's baby is having her tonsils removed. She's a trooper. She excited to go. She got a little doctor's coat. No, that's right, baby girl. Listen, did y'all see how oiled and greased up that baby's face was? Damn straight, Shamia. Damn straight. And if it wasn't, we'd be side-eyeing you. I love it. I love it. I love to see her all glistened up and oiled up and moisturized. Yes. That beautiful chocolatey skin. Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Anything. Anyway, Portia and her mama, they at the spa. They getting foot massages. Here we go again. Diane enables Portia in the worst way. Like, she just, like mother, like daughter. Cause didn't we hear a tale about Diane's mama not being welcome over there at Lauren mama house? Cause Lauren mama was the wife. It took him a while to get blended. Why? Ain't no wife gonna be mad about an ex if she an ex. But if she was a mistress that got pregnant with Portia, then anyway, we ain't gonna speculate. We ain't gonna speculate. But I see you, Diane, with your ass, with your head is. Anyway, Portia, this woe is me storyline. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about Portia's divorce and what she going through and how it's taking her through or none of that. Stop telling me, girl. Stop telling us, girl, because please. I want accountability. I don't give a damn about how you feeling. It's, me. Please. All this crying and carrying on like you a victim. Anyway, she also has the nerve. She got the nerve to feel away because Simon done really ghosted. Listen, it's no contact over there with Simon and his people. She thought she could reach out to his family. You know, in his culture, you know, they keep the courts out of it, and the family. Girl, what? That ain't your family. You thought that was your family? You thought all the ceremonies and the headscarves and the garb meant you was in the family. She thought she was one of them. Girl, you not one of them. You not one of them. Anyway, she tells Diane about Shamia linking up with the girls. And it was just about me, Portia. I was just a topic of conversation, girl. They talked about you a little bit. Because, you know, she got to paint a picture. She done painted a picture now for Diane, saying Shamia linking up with them. And Shamia brought to her all the negativity that they had to say to her. And we're supposed to be supporting me. And we're supposed to be, you know, helping me through my divorce. And she's supposed to be there for support. And she's bringing me all this bad news. And here come Diane. Oh, why would she do that? She's bringing you negativity. That's not a friend. Portia baited her mama, and she knows she did. She baited her mama into that. Anyway, Shamia, she's back home with her baby. They call Auntie Portia. Kelly, she's hosting a mommy and me event down to the ball mine. And I like her outfit. Her little outfit was cute. First, the confessional look, I love it. All red, love a monochromatic look every single time. So she looked great. I also loved her look down to the event. She looks so cute. She's so little. She's so little in pint size. She got to be about 4'11". Or shorter than that. She's little for sure. Cynthia wants us to talk about her this season. So she's going to wear, I guess, whatever wig she comes across. Whatever wig comes across her desk. She's going to put her on. You know, kind of like what Nene was doing when she was trolling us with her wigs. Because Cynthia's wigs this episode was... That little mullet one. I didn't like that one on her. I didn't like it. It might be cute on somebody else. But you know, well, you got to know what looks good on you. On you. And no. Forgive me, Lord. I said I was going to stop doing it. You see how quick the conviction will get you? I'm sorry, Cynthia. I don't have to say those things about you and your wigs. Whatever wig you want to wear it and wear it well, okay? Who are I to tell you that the wig is bad? You put it on. You liked it. You looked yourself and said that it looked great. So it looks great. The fuck? Who am I? See how you see the growth? Listen, I'm proud of me. I'm proud of me. Anyway, moving on. Cynthia just gives Portia advice on how to navigate, you know, the divorce and everything. The rest of the ladies are arriving. Angela, she wants to start over with Shamia. Ken's like, maybe not the time to walk up on her right now. You know, kind of just play it cool. See how the night goes. Shamia and Portia, they over in the corner kikiing because Shamia, she done wrote this 90s nose job joke, and it's a punchline for the entire evening. Because she over there in the corner with Portia first. Highlighting the 90s nose. Making jokes about the 90s nose. Got all this to say about the 90s nose job. So we're not going to say that Shamia was attacked with the whole Flavor Flav comment. Because Shamia, straight from the gate, wanted to say something about that lady's 90s nose. Anyway, the charity event is part of the proceeds, 10% of the proceeds are going to go to the OI Foundation or brittle bones disease. 3 of her daughters were diagnosed. She tells us a story about one of her daughters having a broken bone. And I'm assuming she was a baby at the time, or, you know, too small to have limbs broken. And they held her up at the hospital, you know, with CPS and the police like she was an abusive parent. I'm sure that was very traumatic for everybody involved. But that's when the, you know, they found out because the doctor came in and looked at the baby and noticed something with the eyelids and immediately called it. But you know how they do black women. Of course she was beating her baby. Instead of immediately trying to find out medically what could be wrong. When we say that they don't be believing us, this is what we talking about. Anyway. And I know some people got a job to do, but no, that sounded like racism to me. But whatever. Drew and the kids and her sister, they come in. Kenya asks Drew if she's spoken to Portia. Not yet. Portia's currently browsing through the clothes. And, you know, she's like, you know, she kind of feel like she want to speak to her. But, you know, hey, who knows? She don't want to force nothing. Angela, she goes up and speaks to Shamia. Hi, Shamia. I think we got off on a bad foot. Oh, I know we got off on a bad foot. That's Shamia's tone. So who's the aggressor in this situation? I'm not seeing Angela as the aggressor. I like Shamia, and I'm seeing her as the aggressor in this situation because she's already on one. When it relates to this lady, she already don't want to hear what you have to say. Y'all just had a little spat. So, yeah, she's on that energy. Whereas Angela's coming up on a let's start over type of energy. Very light until she has to go left. And she's like, that's not really the you know, it was, you know, that's not really the temperature of the room, you know, that I like to operate in. And Shamia's like, oh, okay. She took it as shade. And I don't know why, but This is how I'm interpreting it. You know, you can get in the comments and say if you saw something different. Be my guest. And Shamia says, and I would love to, you know, Angela says, I would love to talk. And she says, oh, I would love that as well. I would love to talk to Angela and not Drew's representative. And see, all you had to say was, cool, yeah, you're right, we should talk. But you got shade to add on top of it, which then makes her have to be in defense mode. And now she calls you, you know, she says, oh, well, be nice. Because you're going to say you good on her. You're a mean girl. You're Shamina. We should call you Shamina. Actually, Shamia. No, it's Shamina. Girl, if you don't get out of here with that 99 nose. Okay, Flavor Flav. That is exactly how it went. But you know, when we reported it back to the group, we're going to make it seem like Angela's on some colorist shit, or, you know, she calling her Flavor Flav first, and then she called and she said something about her nose after that. No, ma'am, you led with a 99 nose job joke. You led with that. You led with it because you wanted to say that. You've been wanting to say something about her 99 nose. So, yeah. No colorism here. Just two girls sparring at words. Sparring with words. Excuse me. That's it. That's all. Don't y'all start that colorist bullshit. But y'all love to. Now sometimes it is that, but this right here, that ain't it. That ain't it. Because Shamia, you know, she gets an audience. And so then she's going to drag some more about the nose. They're like, oh, you talked about the girl's physical? Well, she called me Flavor Flav, so it was tit for tat. No, you said something about her nose, and she called you Flavor Flav. And she called you Flavor Flav because she saw your Instagram pictures when you was Flavor Flav for Halloween. Also because, like she said in her confessional, you know, you Flavor Flav and Portia's Chuck D. She showed her age with that, didn't she? She showed her age with that, but girl, you look good. You look good. Okay, you look good. 90s nose and all. Talking about somebody, I didn't know I was gonna get LaToya Jackson. You standing up there with what's the girl name? You standing up there with Janet. We got Reby. We got Tito and Jermaine. All in this friend group. Cause Mean Lee look a fool in the face. What? But you talking about her 99 nose. Girl, look at your friend group. Look at these girls around you. They catching strays and don't even realize it. I ain't really like that. Shamia, I don't like this look on you. I don't like this look on you. It was unnecessary. You had a whole lot of energy for her for no reason. And it was just unnecessary. You had to be that turned up over her walking up to you and saying we should talk. What? Anyway, Shamia goes and gives Drew a hug and apologizes. You know, hopefully she and Portia can talk things out and they can work things out. Drew, she takes the time, you know, she takes the advice, you know, and she sees Portia. She walks over and says, you know, hey, Portia, you said that you wanted to talk. And, you know, I mean, hey, we're here now. We can talk. Portia interprets it that she, of course, because like I said, she interprets everything differently. Everything just hits her ear differently. Because in her mind, she came up on some, we need to talk and you gonna talk to me now. And that ain't what she said at all. That's not what the energy was at all. Now she was ready. She was on ready for whatever you gave, especially with Sis standing right behind Portia. Because Portia said, I don't know where this Audacity came, and I look behind me and Audacity is standing there with braids. That was a good one, Portia. But I'm sure Sis wouldn't have got involved. I'm sure she wouldn't have got involved, but she was there if she needed to, for sure. Because she said that, girl, I'm just here. Because Drew was like, we here together. Nah, girl, I'm just standing over here. I know you got a job to do, but I'm just here. I'm here to shop for real, for real. I'm just here. Portia gonna get that dry cough. Talking about some, yeah, I was sick this week. I'm sure Drew can say hopefully she can read the room and see that Portia doesn't want to talk to her because, you know, she directs her attention to Brooklyn that's talking to her. It's not really a good time. Listen, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you wanted from her. But until next time, because that's really where it ends out with Drew, you know, left standing there. Are they gonna beef the whole season, or are we gonna eventually get this conversation so we can be done talking about Drew and Portia and Dennis? I would really like it. I would really like it if we could just be done with it. Either way, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.